Welcome to Super Senior Secret.
What if I told you that squats, the so-called king of lower body exercises, might actually do more harm than good after 60? You've probably heard it before. If you want strong legs, do squats. Squats are the gold standard. No pain, no gain. But here's the truth. What worked at 40 doesn't always protect you at 60. In fact, for many older adults, squats can lead to knee pain, joint stress, balance issues, and even increase the risk of falling. I used to believe squats were non-negotiable until I came across a surprising study from 2018 published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy. It followed adults over 65 for 12 weeks and found that a simple chair-based alternative to squats improved lower body strength by over 35% with less knee stress and fewer complaints of joint pain. That's not a typo. Even more shocking, participants who stopped doing squats and switched to joint-friendly alternatives reported better confidence in walking, climbing stairs, and avoiding falls. And here's why this matters to you. The number one exercise on this list is so simple and so overlooked. It's often dismissed by fitness experts, yet it's one of the few exercises many doctors actually prefer over squats for people over 60. Stick around. Your knees and your independence will thank you. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, how old are you? And where are you watching from? Leave a quick comment below, not just for me, but for the entire community. This channel is built on shared stories, encouragement, and progress, no matter where you're starting from. Let's show the world that getting older doesn't mean slowing down. It means training smarter, recovering faster, and living with confidence. All right, let's get into it. Today, we're uncovering 3 exercises that are not only safer than squats after 60, they're smarter. They work with your body's natural changes, not against them. They protect your knees, improve your balance, and strengthen the exact muscles you use every single day to walk, stand, and stay independent. And number 1, it's so effective that many physical therapists and doctors now recommend it instead of squats for older adults with joint sensitivity or balance issues. So grab a sturdy chair, give yourself some space, and let's start training for strength that actually lasts. Number 3, sit to stand chair, squat alternative. Most people overlook this movement because they assume it's just sitting and standing. But if you've ever struggled to get up from a low chair or needed to push off with your hands to rise from a couch, you already know how powerful and essential this move really is. This isn't just an exercise, it's a direct rehearsal of real life. Every time you stand up from a chair, a toilet seat, or the edge of your bed, you're doing a version of the sit to stand. And yet, so many older adults are still forcing themselves to do deep barbell squats, despite their knees begging for relief. Is that the mechanics of squatting change with age? And so do the risks. After 60, the cartilage in your knees thins, the synovial fluid decreases, and surrounding muscles like the quadriceps weaken. These changes can turn deep squats into a source of joint compression, not strength. In other words, what was once a leg-strengthening exercise can become a knee-damaging habit. And the worst part, that knee pain discourages movement, which leads to muscle loss, more instability, and even greater fall risk. That's the spiral we need to break. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy observed adults ages 65 and up who performed the sit-to-stand exercise 3 times per week for 12 weeks. The results, leg strength increased by over 35%. Daily mobility improved significantly. Participants reported greater confidence standing, walking, and climbing stairs. And here's the key. They achieved all of this without ever doing a single traditional squat. Forcing squats when your joints aren't ready leads to pain or swelling, poor form that overloads your lower back, skipped workouts due to discomfort, and eventually, a loss of motivation to stay active at all. It's not that squats are bad, they're just no longer the best fit for many people over 60. Here's how to do it safely and effectively. Sit on a sturdy chair with your feet flat and hip-width apart. Lean forward slightly, engage your core, and push through your heels to stand. Pause briefly at the top, then slowly lower yourself back down. Exhale as you stand, inhale as you sit. Start with 8 to 12 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets, resting between each. If it feels difficult, use your hands lightly on your thighs or chair arms. If it feels easy, slow down the motion or pause just above the seat before lowering. This single movement trains the quads, glutes, and core, the exact muscles you rely on every day to stay independent. So don't underestimate it. The sit to stand is not just a safer squat, it's a smarter squat. Number 2, standing on one leg. The balance booster I didn't know you needed. Standing on one leg might seem like a kid's game, or maybe something only gymnasts or yoga fans care about. But here's what most people over 60 don't realize. Your ability to balance on one foot is one of the strongest predictors of your future independence. It's not just about standing tall, it's about preventing falls, the number one cause of serious injury and hospitalization in older adults. So, if you think balance training is optional, think again. As we age, several systems that support balance begin to decline. Sensory feedback slows down. Your brain takes longer to react to body shifts. Stabilizer muscles in the ankles, hips, and core weaken. Vision and inner ear function can deteriorate. And most importantly, we stop challenging balance in everyday life. The result? Even people with strong legs can suddenly lose stability during simple movements like turning, stepping off a curb, or reaching for something overhead. That's why leg strength alone isn't enough. Without active balance training, strength becomes like a powerful engine with faulty brakes. A 2020 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that older adults who couldn't balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds were significantly more likely to experience falls and mobility loss in the next 2-3 years. Even small improvements in balance reduced fall risk dramatically. And here's the kicker. Balance training had benefits independent of strength gains. That means even if your legs are strong, poor balance still puts you at risk. This one metric, standing on one foot, is now being used in clinics as a predictive test for functional aging. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death among adults and older in the U.S. They're also the most common reason older adults lose the ability to live independently. And yet, balance training is rarely prioritized in traditional fitness programs, especially those focused on squats and strength alone. It's like building a tall tower with no foundation. Here's how to train this powerful skill safely. Stand beside a sturdy chair or countertop for support. Lift one foot slightly off the ground, just a few inches is enough. Keep your standing knees soft, not locked, your spine tall, and your core gently engaged. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Then switch sides. Perform 2 to 3 rounds per leg, resting as needed. Too hard, keep one fingertip on the chair. Too easy, try closing your eyes or stand on a folded towel for extra challenge. Do this daily, and you'll be training your brain, muscles, and nervous system to react faster and recover quicker when life throws you off balance. Standing on one leg may not look like much, but for people over 60, it's one of the most powerful forms of fall prevention available. And the best part, you can do it anywhere, anytime, and it only takes a few seconds a day. Number 1, step back lunge to chair. Doctor preferred squat alternative after 60. This is the one almost everyone gets wrong. If you've been told to do lunges, you might have pictured something extreme like dropping a knee to the ground while holding heavy weights. No thanks. But here's the truth. A modified step-back lunge using a chair is not only safer than squats for most older adults, it's actually recommended by many doctors and physical therapists, and for good reason. A 2019 study from the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy examined how different lower body exercises affect the knees in people over 60. They found that step-back movements reduced knee joint loading by up to 40% compared to traditional squats. Yet they still activated key muscle groups, including the quadriceps, glutes, and core at levels high enough to improve functional strength. So, what does that mean? You're getting nearly the same muscle benefits with far less stress on your knees and joints. That's a smart trade-off, and one more older adults need to know about. Squats, by nature, are symmetrical. You go straight down, then straight up. But real life, not so neat. Daily movements like turning to sit, backing up to find a chair, catching yourself after being bumped, stepping over something unexpectedly, they're all asymmetrical, requiring strength, balance, and coordination, usually on one leg at a time. That's exactly what step-back lunges train. It's not just a strength exercise, it's a movement control drill that helps your body react quickly, stabilize better, and avoid falls in unpredictable real-life moments. I've seen this firsthand. A woman in her late 60s, let's call her Susan, was faithfully doing squats 3 times a week. Her legs were strong, but one day she stepped backward to sit on a bench at the park, misjudged the distance, and lost her balance. She fell, broke her wrist, lost her confidence, not because she wasn't fit, but because she wasn't training for real-world movement. That's why step-back lunges, especially with a chair, are so valuable. They mimic real movement, build stability on Sohm, and teach your brain and muscles to work together in practical ways. Here's how to do it safely. Stand about 1 foot in front of a sturdy chair. Step 1 foot backward, gently lowering your hips toward the chair. Let your back knee bend slightly, and lightly touch the chair with your hips. Don't sit fully. Push through the front heel to return to standing. Keep your chest upright and your core engaged throughout. Start with 6 to 10 repetitions per leg, 2 to 3 sets, resting as needed. Hold on to the back of the chair or a wall for balance if needed. Too difficult? Take a smaller step back and focus on control. Too easy? Slow down the lowering phase or pause briefly just before touching the chair. Why this is the #1 alternative to squats after 60, because it gives you leg strength, especially glutes and thighs, balance training, joint protection, and confidence, the kind that keeps you moving independently. You don't need to go deep. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to practice the movements that matter most for real life. This is why more doctors are saying step-back lunges with a chair are the smarter squat, especially after 60. These exercises are intended for educational and informational purposes only. They are not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have chronic joint issues, balance problems, or any medical concerns, please consult with your healthcare provider before starting a new exercise routine. Safety is strength, and listening to your body is always the first step. Modern medicine is powerful, but it's not perfect. And when it comes to movement after 60, more isn't always better. We've been taught to push harder, to do the hard things, and to believe that only pain brings progress. But here's a different truth. Progress over 60 is about precision, not pressure, consistency, not intensity, movement that honors your body, not punishes it. Squats aren't bad, but for many older adults, they're no longer the smartest choice. And smarter means safer, more functional, and more sustainable. The real prevention, the kind that keeps you out of the hospital, off pain meds, and in control of your life, doesn't start in a gym. It starts with simple, intentional movement, restoring confidence, training your balance, your coordination, and your everyday strength. So, the next time you see a trendy workout or hear someone say, "Just do squats," ask yourself, what happens next if this actually hurts me? Because true strength after 60 isn't about lifting heavier, it's about living better. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these exercises surprised you the most? Have you ever felt like a healthy movement was actually making things worse? Or maybe you've already tried one of these and noticed a difference. Share your experience in the comments below. We read every single one, and your story could inspire someone else to move again. This isn't just a video, it's a community, a place where age is respected, wisdom is shared, and strength is redefined, one smart step at a time. So let's talk. We're listening.